Good morning. Welcome to our Bible study this morning. This morning our daily devotional is To Love as Jesus Loved. We're continuing on in this series. This morning we'll be looking at Love is Kind. If you remember, we're using that list from 1 Corinthians 13, looking at many of the different characteristics of love. And we're choosing one characteristic per day, and then we're looking at how Christ has set the example for us in his life of how to display love in this type of way. This morning we're looking at charity is kind. What do we mean when we say charity is kind? The idea of kindness means to be useful to others, to meet the needs of others, even when they do not deserve our help in having their needs met. Our text for this morning is found in Matthew 9:35 through 38. Matthew 9:35 through 38. Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in these synagogues and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. Then saith he unto his disciples, The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers unto his harvest. That's Matthew 9:35 through 38. If you notice here, we find a summary of many of the different things that Christ did during his earthly ministry. If you notice, first of all, he met many different types of needs of the people. If you notice, we're told he was teaching in their synagogues. What did he teach? He taught from God's Word. Who does that benefit? Both lost and saved alike. So as Christ was teaching in the synagogues, he was helping to spiritually give benefit to both lost and saved individuals. He was revealing himself as the Messiah. He was revealing what the Scriptures taught about himself. That helped especially the lost. But I'm sure he also taught other truths from the Bible that would benefit those who have already accepted him as the Messiah. It goes on and tells us he was preaching the gospel of the kingdom. The gospel is, of course, the good news of Christ and what he's done for us. The reason why it's called of the kingdom here is because that same gospel message, when it's accepted by faith, will give entrance into his eternal kingdom. So it's the gospel of the kingdom. As Christ preached the gospel of the kingdom, who was he helping? Who was he meeting the needs of? He was meeting the spiritual needs of especially those who were lost, those who needed to hear the gospel message. Then finally we're told he was healing every sickness and every disease among the people. What's that teach us? Christ, as he ministered among the people on earth, he healed their physical needs. He healed them, their diseases they suffered from, their sicknesses. He even healed many of their weaknesses they had in their bodies. So folks, we can see in that short listing, Christ, out of love and kindness, tried to meet both the spiritual and the physical needs of people. The one other thing I would like us to notice in our text for this morning is this. How did he go about meeting those needs? If you notice, we're given a list of 5 different things he did. First of all, he saw the multitudes. Folks, he took the time to care about those around him. He looked at them and he saw them. He tried to discern their needs. It goes on, he was moved with compassion on them. Folks, he loved them. For us to really be kind towards others and to meet their needs, we need to love them. We need to be motivated out of love, being willing to help others that we see in need. It says, because they fainted. He recognized their needs. When the Lord looked at them, he didn't simply recognize they were present, but he recognized the needs they had in their life. He saw they were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. He recognized especially their spiritual needs. You know, when it talks about he recognized because they fainted, the idea there is more so he was recognizing their physical needs. Physically, they were weak. Physically, perhaps they needed nourishment. He saw they were faint. So when we look at others, we should see what physical needs do they have, but it goes beyond that. Just like I said before, when they scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd, he saw their spiritual needs as well. And finally, and they said unto his disciples, The harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. He recognized the great needs of others, and he recognized when he needed help in meeting those needs. Folks, we should never pridefully as Christians think, well, I'm able to help anybody with any type of need. That's not so. Maybe the Lord is simply using you to show your kindness to others by recognizing their need, and maybe then you can link them up with another Christian who is better equipped to meet their needs. So when we talk about loving others in a kind way, what are we talking about? Looking around us, seeing others, recognizing the needs they have in their life, and then working to meet that needs, whether it's personally working to meet that needs out of love, or else by linking them up with other Christians who are better suited to meet their needs. Folks, that's what it's all about when it comes to loving other people and displaying kindness like Jesus did. May the Lord bless you as you study His Word. Thank you for joining us in this study.